Yoru just gaslit the hell out of Asa. Or at the very least, that's what it appears to be. Because this entire convo of the chapter makes already a complicated relationship between Yoru and Asa even more complicated. It's messy, it muddies the waters, and honestly, one of the big driving forces and themes of the story of Chainsaw Man Part 2 has been Yoru and Asa's relationship. And in this very big moment of the story, we get to see kind of their connection, how they feel about each other in very brief panels, but also what will happen potentially going forward with seeing Yoru's response after she got the body back, and then just initiating a fight with literally a primal fear called aging. So, let's just dive headfirst into the relationship. So, Yoru and Asa, their meeting obviously changed the course of both of their lives. Yoru got a body, and Asa lost pretty much half of her body. You know, they share the same mind, so to speak. It's like two minds literally combined into one, and they're intertwined together, two souls linked in one body. It seems similar to Puchita and Denji, but there is significant differences with these two. Because obviously Puchita replaced Denji's heart, while in this case, Yoru just took over half of Asa's brain. And for a very long time, we have definitely seen the complicated relationship between the characters, of how either Yoru takes control and makes the situation very complicated, or Asa will accidentally take control and cause the situation also to become very complicated. They have both gotten in each other's ways, and they're both very connected. They rely on each other to be able to survive. For instance, if one died, most likely the other would soon follow as well. And it's clear that from all these chapters of Part 2 of Chainsaw Man, they have grown closer, bonded, so to speak. And this segment of the chapter really speaks volumes about Yoru's character development, but also Asa as well. So let's explain. We have known a long time ago, like about 20 to 30 chapters into Part 2 of Chainsaw Man, that Yoru is able to feel the emotions of Asa. They are linked emotionally. So for instance, if Asa is feeling fear, or she's feeling like romantic, like lustful or something, Yoru can feel that. She can feel those emotions, all these different emotions of the human mind. And it's something that obviously Yoru isn't used to, because she's a devil. She is legitimately one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. She is the war devil itself, so experiencing these emotions is definitely new for her. Very complicated things for her to really sort through and understand. So it's led to a lot of changes with her character, but also it's led to a lot of changes for Asa as well, experiencing the life of someone that has to share their body with a devil. So we know for a long time that they're emotionally linked and they can understand each other, and it's a bond that honestly goes above and beyond just a typical relationship of friends or even family or even lovers, because they share the same mind. It is way beyond the typical relationship. And so when you see Yoru say, "You're afraid of me, Asa," that hurts. I truly believe, upon reading this chapter multiple times, Yoru is not lying. I think truly deep down, this is exactly what Yoru is feeling when Asa took control because she feared Yoru. She's like, that hurts, you fear me? And then obviously, you know, thanks to this little interaction, you know, Asa realizes she hurt, you know, someone very close to her, and then instantly Yoru gets the body back, and then decides to go on the typical devil rampage and tries to start a fight with the unstoppable force that is a primal fear of aging. So I think that in general, people saying that just straight up, that Yoru tried to gaslight Asa, is not fully correct. I think that we saw two sides of Yoru's character. We saw the human emotional side because of her connection with Asa, but we see her original form, which is of the devil itself, the war devil. As soon as she got control, I don't think she really thought too much about what this might mean to Asa, if this could hurt Asa. She instantly went back into war mode and was like, okay, let's go after, you know, the aging devil, and then instantly started to attack. So I think that, yes, this definitely is complicated. There's a lot to take away from this, because you could instantly summarize this as she was just manipulating Asa, trying to say things just to get the body back, but I legitimately don't think that's the case, because they cannot hide emotion from each other. That is another big detail, is that because they're emotionally linked, their emotions cannot be hidden. Like, if they feel fear, they will both feel it. If one feels love, they will both feel it. You get the point. So I don't think in this moment when she's like, that hurts, I don't think this was a lie. This truly was Yoru feeling that, and it was an emotion that she probably doesn't fully understand. It's a very complex emotion, but then, you know, Asa was upset she hurt her friend, and when we saw the rest. So yeah, I like this chapter. There is a lot of detail here that Fujimoto is cooking with. This is excellent character development, characterization as well, and, you know, one of the best parts of Part 2 of Chainsaw Man legitimately has been the dynamic between these two characters. I know that there's been a lot of, like, debates and people that have just straight up dropped the series because, obviously, the perspective or the POV has shifted a little bit away from Denji and Puchita and all that because it's focused more on Asa and Yoru, but personally, I'm a big fan. I love seeing this different take of, like, a main character spotlight within Chainsaw Man. And obviously, Denji has gotten the spotlight again as well in recent chapters, but obviously Part 2 is definitely focused heavily on Asa and Yoru, and I'm curious to see where Fujimoto is going to take this, because the more and more I see the story unfold, and how Yoru even says the body of Asa is hers, and what we've seen as of late where she says, like, all of, you know, her children are her weapons and stuff, they're her property, it's just like, she's probably going to do the same eventually to Asa, to turn her into the ultimate weapon. I mean, hell, she already used Asa's two arms to turn into weapons, the Tank Devil and the Gun Devil, so she's already starting to morph Asa's body into a weapon itself, which, just shows how she views everything. So it's scary, honestly. I'm legitimately curious, because obviously, the closer Yoru is to something, the stronger it is as a weapon, and I feel like, you know, deep down, it's going to come to a point to where she will have to make a critical decision. Will she fully turn Asa into a weapon to be able to fight whatever opponent she's doing, or will she not do it, and will she die to be able to protect Asa? There's so many questions I have about that, because it's building up to, like, a Snowball Fight 2.0, with, like, Aki and Denji. That's what's going on here. That is what Fujimoto is currently cooking up in the kitchen when it comes to Chainsaw Man. Now, with all that being said, I do need to talk about the Aging Devil, and what we witnessed from them in this chapter. It was our first real showcasing of their power. And here's the thing, we've only seen a few primal fears at this point. Darkness is a big one. And this one, Aging Devil, is also definitely something that is considered very powerful. The fear of aging, I think everybody experiences once in their life. It's why there is a common theme or a common saying, midlife crisis. You know, that's a big thing. People fear aging because they don't want to grow old. They don't want to grow up. They don't want to die. It's all linked, basically. And so a primal fear of aging is definitely going to be powerful. The question is, how powerful really? And we get to see I'm assuming, looking at this finger that's coming in here, this looks like the finger from the Statue of Liberty, that the gun goddess that's sitting on the Statue of Liberty, I think, is shooting a literal finger from the statue, because that's exactly what this looks like here. So if that's indeed the case, that's pretty cool. I like the art direction that Fujimoto is doing here. But anyways, as the bullet comes in, and we know this thing goes fast, I don't remember the exact, like, numbers and all that, but Fujimoto gave it to us, like, in part 1 of Chainsaw Man, with how fast the Gun Devil's bullets are, like, how far they can travel, how quick, etc., and with just how quick the Aging Devil was able to look at the bullet and respond, like, literally had time to talk. Like, I want to point this out. This is how important this is. The Aging Devil looks, okay, at the actual bullet. It literally has a panel just staring at it briefly, and it's like, sigh, now what? And then she's just looking, like, you know, Aging Devil just looks at Yoru, and then just has a brief conversation, and then puts her hand on the bullet. Basically, either this is a speed feat going so fast that the actual Aging Devil was able to just communicate that quickly, which would kind of go along with, like, aging, because it's the passage of time, or it's something else entirely. Whatever the case may be, it's pretty freaking scary, because it's like, this bullet's definitely going fast. And for the Aging Devil to do that, that's a speed feat, I think, that we honestly haven't seen surpassed yet. Like, this is probably the best speed feat of Chainsaw Man so far. I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is. But, Aging Devil, about to fight Chainsaw Man and Yoru. That's going to be an interesting one. So, I wonder if, you know, Fujimoto might play with the theme of, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Maybe that's what's going to happen. We will see. But, yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be safe, stay healthy, love you guys. Chibi out.